The smash hit television show MASH made Jamie Farr world famous, and he was quick to make sure Toledo shared in that spotlight. Up until 2012, Farr was the celebrity host of Northwest Ohio's LPGA tournament. At the age of 78, he decided to step away from that role, and as we discussed earlier this month at his home in the Los Angeles area, while he misses the event as well as coming back home every summer, like all good actors, he knew when it was time to exit the stage.
Okay, I was beginning to feel it. It was, and again, things happen to you. You don't know what's going to happen. I had the hip replacement. I got macular degeneration, and all kinds of things. And I didn't want to be a detriment, you know, to the series. I wanted to be like Dinah. That she was always there for everybody, and it was getting a bit difficult for me. As it is now, you know, traveling. I'm still, believe it or not, still in demand. I have projects that are here, you know, locally, and then different areas that are closer by. What fun it was to be with everybody and to have that friendship, and that we still have the friendship. You know, Meg Mallon and everybody. You go to the Beirut, you know, Labib. We get the back room, and Judd and all of the board would be there, and the other celebrities that would have, and they'd have, you know, all of the Lebanese food and also great Italian food that we had. Yeah, I do miss it. It was just a friendly town.
Certainly you've never been a detriment to Toledo. It's always been centered in your heart. Where did that come from, and what has kept you centered all these years?
It came from the fact that, you know, I was one of the poor kids in the north end of Toledo, always having a dream that you would go on to something else, and that. And again, in grade school, I got involved in little shows and things. And of course, when I went to Woodward, Danny Thomas had gone to Woodward, but he never had graduated. And I forgot what year it was, but they brought him back. This was when he was a big star, and he got his diploma. And then he mentioned a show that he had done there called Hits of the Day or something like that. And I said, you know what? Why don't we resurrect that show and do it? Because Danny always mentioned Toledo, you know, and he was also one of the people. Actually, his mom and dad's house was on Ontario Street. It was a half a block away from my dad's little corner grocery store at Locust and Ontario. So I used to work in there after school and on weekends with my dad. And Mrs. Jacob, you know, Danny's real name is Jacob, last name, and she used to come in and she put all of the cheesecloth over the fruit to get the fruit flies away from it. And I met all of his brothers, you know, Sammy and of course Danny and Tommy, the oldest one, where he got his name, because Danny's real name was Amos, or Muzyad Jacob, and it was a family. And all the people that came from Toledo, I mean, Teresa Brewer and Andy and George Fennedy, directors, producers, and writers. Bill Blinn, who created, you know, Starsky and Hutch, and it was just so wonderful. You just remembered everybody, and you were so proud to be from there.
You mentioned you were just a poor kid growing up in North Toledo. The other lasting legacy, $14 million have been raised for charities of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan.
Oh, how nice to hear that. Because, again, I belong to Friendly Center, the Boys Club and Girls Club of Toledo. And I have such great memories. There was on PBS a show called Things That Aren't Here Anymore that Ralph Story used to do about Hollywood, you know, the Brown Derby and all. And I think back of the things that aren't there anymore. Thomas Erie Pie Company, which was right across from my grade school. And in the summertime, we didn't have air conditioning. Before, you know, you went on vacation, so they'd open the windows and you could smell the pies there. You could buy a little pie for 10 cents there. And some of the other places, of course, Paco's was great. We as kids couldn't go in there because it was a beer joint. But we'd send the oldest in, and they'd carry the hot dogs out, and we eat them in the parking lot in the car. And I'm trying to think. Oh, was it Red Wells or?
Yes,
yeah, Red Wells is there. And I'm trying to remember some of the other places that everybody used to go. There was an ice cream place too. It would look like a Arctic area. I can't remember the name of that. that we used to go to. Cumin's potato chips, Buckeye beer, all of the products that they don't exist anymore. Do they? Yeah, things that aren't here anymore. But I'm still here.
Absolutely.